What's up, guys? It's Josh here, back with another Kansas City Chiefs related video, and today we're going to be looking at another NFL draft prospect, and today we're going to be looking at an edge defender. That's right, and today the player I got in mind is Oklahoma defensive end Ronnie Perkins. And Ronnie Perkins is an interesting prospect, and he's someone that I think a lot of Chiefs fans like too. And personally, I like him not just because he's a prospect for the Chiefs, but because he's from St. Louis, where I currently reside. So, I've always kind of pulled for him. And his brother, Ronnie Perkins, was also a safety for the University of Missouri. So I really like the Perkins brothers. And I would be ecstatic if the Chiefs drafted Ronnie Perkins, but let's start off with why the Chiefs need edge help once again. I've talked about it before, but of course I gotta say it again for the video. The Chiefs need a defensive end. Now, do I think they will draft one very high? I'm not sure, but if they were going to, Ronnie Perkins is certainly a prospect to look at, because the thing about Ronnie Perkins is he is someone that I think could step in and be a good situational speed rusher from day one. He has some ways to go as a run defender and as a polished defensive end, but as far as someone that can come in and provide some pass rush along with the veteran rotation that Kansas City already has, I think that would be a really good situation to have. Like I said, Perkins, he's got a lot of traits that you would like in a defensive end, and we're going to look at some film here in a second. And I'll show you guys some of the things that he does well and some of the things that he could work on. But overall, he's a really good prospect. But yeah, the Chiefs could certainly use his help because, like I said before, their pass rush in 2020 was very underwhelming, considering the fact that they spent all this money on the defensive line. They helped it a little bit already this offseason by bringing in Jarron Reed. That was a really good move. I really liked that. And, they also could just use an edge presence on the other side of Frank Clark. And again, not a huge fan of Frank Clark. And honestly, I don't even know if I can say on the opposite side of Frank Clark, as if Frank Clark is like this, big elite defensive end, because he's really just not. He hasn't been since he's gotten to Kansas City. Maybe he still has it in him, but we'll have to see. But anyways, the point is, a lot of the, what I will say about Clark is, while I do think his run defense is a little bit overstated by Chiefs fans, he definitely poses enough of a threat as a run defender to where when teams run on the Chiefs, they typically always run to the right side because we had no one over there that could stop the run. Perkins is someone that could develop into, like I said, a solid run defender that would make it a little bit harder for someone to just run over on that side and be comfortable doing it 20 times a game. So, without further adu, let's jump right into the film review. Again, we're going to look at some of the plays Perkins does really well and some of them that he struggles, and you guys can get a better idea of the kind of prospect he is, and then I'll talk about him a little bit more to wrap up the video. But here we go. All right, so we're going to be starting out with Oklahoma versus Oklahoma State this game. And this is a really good game to go over. This is from 2020 because it's a rivalry game, and I think that means something a little bit more when it comes to evaluating players, stepping up on a big stage. So this is actually the first play on defense of the game for Oklahoma, and Ronnie Perkins is lined up on the right side of the defensive line. You see him, he's further to the top of your screen there. On the defensive line, and on this first play, he will cause a pressure and actually make a play on the quarterback here. You see he uses his arms to extend the tackle back, and then when he knows he has a chance, tries to disengage the blocker, but of course there's help there. But either way, the quarterback tries to go in the direction that Perkins has a direct line of pursuit to him. And, of course, he affects the throw, and, he played that really well. So, first play of the game, and he's already making an impact. All right, so this next play here, Perkins, again, on the right side of the defensive line near the top. One of the things that you're going to learn about him is that, he does really nice with this rip move when it comes to beating his blocker, but he's definitely going to have to add to his arsenal when he gets to the NFL, because really when he tries the rip move, he doesn't really have an answer, or he doesn't have like a counter when the tackle has an answer for his move. You'll see that here. Comes up, does what he typically does best and doesn't work, and no impact on the play. Now, of course, defensive end's not going to get a pressure on every single play, but that there is an example that, sometimes he's going to be a little bit of a slow burner. He might not affect the play till the very end because he has trouble beating his blocker when his first move does not work. All right, so here's going to be a really good play by Perkins. Again, he's going to be on the right side of the defensive line here, number 7 there at the right end. And he's going to take on the tackle. As you see, immediately goes with his powerful hands that he's really good at using. And then he's going to do his rip and get away here. Does a really nice job bending, turning the corner, and then getting the sack on the quarterback. Really nice close on the tackle as well. Sometimes Perkins is inconsistent getting around the corner, but this time was a different story. He did really good turning the corner there and making a fast play on the quarterback. Honestly, I don't even know if he used his rip move. I think he might have just gotten right by the tackle. Let's watch that again because it looked like he did from the other angle. Yeah, no, he just did a really nice job beating his blocker, but you get my point. So really nice play there. All right, so this play here, Perkins is going to have his hand in the dirt. He has a lot of versatility. He can line up on a lot of places on the line. But Perkins here, you can see he's at the bottom of the defensive line, and he's going to do a really nice job here attacking the inside and playing the run very, very well. This is where you can see his potential as a run defender. But as soon as the ball is snapped here, he's going to explode off the line, take the inside there, just bounce that blocker right off of him, and boom, tackle for a loss. And that was a really good play. All right, this is the last play we're going to look at here from the Oklahoma State game, but Ronnie Perkins, he's at the bottom of the defensive line here. And what you'll notice is he attacks standing up way too straight. And again, once the tackle answers his first move, doesn't really have an answer, and just gets stood straight up and is neutralized for this play. Now, as you can see, he kind of got chipped a little bit there almost, and that helped out the tackle and hurt Perkins. But after that, I mean, he still could not do anything to recover. And yeah, there are going to be plays like that, and you have to understand that. But of course, it's just an example of where Perkins could improve. All right, so next we got 2019 Oklahoma versus TCU. Perkins is on the right side of your screen here on the defensive line. And, again, one of my concerns about Perkins, he overplays the run a little bit sometimes. He has some work to do as a run defender. Here you'll see he kind of over pursues and ends up getting pushed out of the play, and the offensive line makes a nice lane for their running back here. You'll see here I'll go ahead and play. My bad, I accidentally pressed the wrong button there for a second. Ball snapped. As you can see, he's going to try to take the inside right here in anticipation of the ball carrier. They just push him right out of the way. Running back, woo, I'm just going to go the other way. So, yeah, it's definitely something he'll have to work on. So, here's another impressive play. Perkins is on the right once again. And when the ball is snapped, he's going to kind of work his way to the middle here. And then him and the D tackle right here, I believe it is, they just kind of help push those interior linemen in there and collapse the pocket and force the quarterback to run. And, of course, doesn't result in a big gain. And Perkins and his teammate, really good teamwork there, but Perkins definitely played his part helping to collapse the pocket there. All right, so this time Perkins is going to be on the left side of your screen, going up against number 68 here. And what Perkins will do, you'll notice, is he's gonna kind of fake inside here when the quarterback snaps the ball, and then he's gonna quickly shift his way over to the right, almost puts a shimmy on the offensive tackle, and then uses his power to push him right off and gets a quarterback hit, which affects the throw. You can definitely see a lot of his power and explosion there, so that was a really good play. All right, this play right here, nothing special, but just a really disciplined rush attempt here by Perkins. So ball will be snapped. Ball snapped. Takes the outside, uses his long arms and power, and then pushes the tackle back a little bit. And then as soon as he's close to the quarterback, disengages there and goes for the quarterback, creates a pressure right there, forces the QB to let go of the ball. And, just really nice technique on that play. Again, nothing special, but, that's how you get to the quarterback. This right here is another play of an example of where Perkins is going to have to improve. Right here, you just got to be knowledgeable. Now, I will give TCU credit. It is a really good fake. You can't even tell that the quarterback keeps the ball here, but it's going to be a fake handoff. Perkins is totally fooled, and the quarterback has all the room in the world to run. So there, Perkins is like, oh, I'm going to go tackle this guy. Goes for him, and then look, all that room to run for the quarterback, and Perkins will have to work on that. All right, here's the last play we'll look at from Perkins in this TCU game. So he's going to start on the outside here on the right. Again, this play is going to work his way to the middle, and he's going to just go straight up the pocket. As you'll see, ball snapped, works his way to the middle, uses his power to push that blocker back, gets a hand in the quarterback's face. He's forced to run away with it, and he creates a nice pressure there. So again, you can see the potential as a good speed rusher in the NFL, and he's just got plenty of power, and he really does a good job using his arms and his hands. So at this point, you probably have a pretty good idea of the type of player that Perkins is. I think he would be, he's not really your prototypical Spags defensive end. He's still got decent size, 6'3", 250 pounds, but he's not super long, but he's got enough length to where he could, he could play in Steve Spagnuolo's scheme and just be a good speed rusher. And I'll talk about that a little bit more in a minute. But, he's got fine size. He's shown potential as a little bit of an edge setter. I mean, he definitely has the tools to become a better run defender. And, he's someone that I think has the potential to where you'll have to take him seriously in the run game. But, he had a really productive college career in 3 seasons at Oklahoma. He ended up with 61 solo tackles, 98 total, 32 for a loss, and 16.5 sacks. So, that's a lot of production. And I think, what stands out is the 32 tackles for a loss. I mean, the dude can make tackles in the backfield. And again, that's where you can kind of see his potential as a run defender. He can play containment a little bit. But, where I think he'll be able to thrive in the NFL is just, well, at least as a rookie, is kind of as this situational speed rusher. Like I said, he's got power and he's got plenty of speed as well. And, at his pro day, he showed his athleticism. He had a 9.7 broad jump, 32-inch vertical, a 4.7 40, 4.69 shuttle, and he ended up putting 25 reps up on the bench. So that's a pretty good pro day too. And, if I had to give a pro comparison to Ronnie Perkins, I would probably say Melvin Ingram, to be honest. They're pretty similar in size. Melvin Ingram seems a little bit stockier than Perkins, and honestly, Perkins, he almost looks heavier than he actually is, but he's just really big. He's just, really buff, but, he's definitely got a little bit more length to him than Melvin Ingram, I think. But I would say he's similar to Melvin Ingram. He can come in, the Chiefs targeted Melvin Ingram, and I think that's part of the reason they might be interested in a player like Perkins, because Melvin Ingram is just someone that would have helped out our pass rush because, he's not even a prototypical Spags defensive end, but he's someone that can play in a 4-3, like Perkins projects as kind of a 4-3, 5-tech defensive lineman. But Melvin Ingram was someone that could come in on third downs, and just rush the passer. And I think that's something Perkins can do to help out our pass rush. I mean, could you imagine third down? And I've said this about every potential defensive end target, but could you imagine Ronnie Perkins, Jerron Reed, Chris Jones, and Frank Clark on third down? Like, that's a hell of a pass rush. I really do think a rookie Ronnie Perkins would have a lot of potential, for immediate impact. Someone that could come in and just, like I said, his power, his heavy hands, he's got good technique. He'll have to work on adding to his pass rush arsenal because, like I said, there are just some plays where, once he's once the tackle has an answer for his first move, he doesn't really have anywhere to go after that. And that's a problem that a lot of defensive linemen have coming out. They just need to simply add more moves to their pass rush arsenal. Like Tershawn Wharton last year, I remember he kind of, towards the end of the season kind of flamed out a little bit, but that was because the offenses started to learn more about his tendencies. But once Tershawn Wharton, if he can develop another pass rush move, a counter, then he can develop into something more than just a surprise UDFA. So I'm kind of going a little off topic there, but Ronnie Perkins, I think ideally if the Chiefs could get him in the third round, I'd probably go for it. I probably wouldn't go for him in the first or the second. I think there's some defensive ends that maybe have a little bit better or a little bit better of a fit and maybe would do the Chiefs more good. And I just think they have too many other needs to go defensive end. Let me know what you guys think of Ronnie Perkins in the comments. If you would like the pick, if you wouldn't like it, if you agree, disagree with anything I said, let's get a discussion going. But other than that, make sure you smash that like button. Make sure you subscribe. Share the video so more Chiefs fans can find this. Let's hit 1,000 subscribers. That would be awesome. But that's all I got. So make sure you check out my work on showmefootball.com and Arrowhead Addict. That's all I got for today, guys. Peace.